Working with Meghan was terrific. It was terrific. She was amazing. We knew each other from one of the previous pilots I talked about that was a total disaster, terrible pilot. I saw her at the test for Suits, and she crushed it in the room. There was no doubt that she had the part. And so we just got to sort of start from a very familiar place. And she's like a dream person to have on set, to be honest. She's very low drama. She was very excited. She really wanted to like have a hit show, and she was excited to have that process.
What a crazy...
Anything I say about Meghan is going to be a headline. It's so funny. It's funny the mental gymnastics I do as soon as I begin a conversation about Meghan, because I'm just like trying to write the headline. Suits star says that Meghan wanted hit show. That's the headline now. Like, I'm watching The Crown right now, and we're at the Diana stuff, and oh God, here we go. Now I'm comparing Meghan to Diana. Oh my God. But like that process of somebody who's in the limelight, you're caught up in it with them for a second. You just, for the moment that you're there talking about it, you're like, there's no winning. You're just, there's always someone can perverse a thing that you say. And the fact that it's so sort of weird and uncomfortable for me highlights like how insane it must be
1,000%
for anyone in that position.
Well, here's what I'm so excited about. You know, it's going to premiere on March 4th on Netflix, and what I love about it is that, you know, Meghan's one of my best friends, and I feel like the whole world's going to get to see an authentic, very cool, very lovely insight into who she actually is as a person. So I'm very excited, and also you're going to learn a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot from her myself, so it's
like,
very
what have
sweet.
you learned? What's something you've learned?
Oh my God, I don't know how to cook. You'll see on the show. She teaches me. So.
I've got to say, I can't imagine being her friend and reading this just constant, relentless barrage. Like, it must be, I can't imagine what that's like as her friend.
It's very painful as a friend, but she is the most glorious human being on the planet, and so we just have to get behind her and support her. So, yeah.
Keep it up. I've got someone else who wants to cheer you on right here.
Hey guys, listen up. You keep dancing. You know why? Because what you're doing is a great thing. And just to help you, I'm going to dance with you. You ready?
Go for it. I'm just going to clock it while he goes. Keep it up. If he can do it, you can do it. Woo! Bye, guys.
The bottom line is this. One of my coworkers got ultra famous. She was absolutely a absolute part of why the show was good. But what I'm saying is how it started. Her being where she is, everyone is curious about her. Netflix does something brilliant. Show a documentary of her life that people go crazy about. Let's put the series on. Hey, it fucking spreads like wildfire. That's why. So let me make this clear. The curiosity of her, show being good enough to keep people there, Meghan doing a great job as well. It's everyone. But it was to get the people there. Of course it was because of the curiosity of her. There's nothing other. Anyone else who says different is full of shit.
Why do people hate Meghan Markle when she's literally a romance novel come to life? She's a normal girl who was just living her everyday life when a prince saw her and was like, I must have her. A rich man wanting me at first sight is literally all I've ever dreamed of. Granted, she is drop dead gorgeous and a movie star, but we can't have everything. We should all be able to see ourselves in her. She's at least heard of a laundromat. You know who's never heard of a laundromat before? And she thinks you are so quaint and adorable for using one. She'd be like, Skylar, you are so poor and it's delightful. Now take the children to the nursery because you work for me, right?
Morning friends, happy Friday, and oh my goodness, the countdown already began a long time ago for Meghan's new show, but the latest material, the reels dropped on Instagram, behind the scenes stuff, chat with guests, it's music, it's comedy, they relax together, everybody looks great. Netflix has spent an absolute fortune maintaining the production quality. The countdown is on, and the show looks absolutely fantastic. This is not a Saturday morning low-budget chat around the kitchen table. This is people that Meghan loves producing food and conversation from Meghan's heart. And it's going to absolutely smash the Netflix leagues all over the planet. Netflix will literally broadcast this with subtitles in every single language. And it's going to be huge for Meghan and Harry and Netflix. And we shouldn't be surprised. Harry and Meghan do things properly with love, thought, and emotion. And this is just yet another example. I cannot wait, genuinely, I cannot wait to watch the first one. Comments are open, as ever. Let me know what you think. Oh my God, I'm actually excited. I may actually be a trendsetter for the first time in the 53 years that I've been on this planet. One of my followers, thank you, pointed out that at the end of my videos, I've been saying comments are open as ever for quite a while. So I was like, I've been saying as ever. I wonder if Meghan's watched my stuff and I've given her a bit of inspiration for her as ever series. So I look back to find out the earliest time I've done it. It's not this. The earliest time I actually did it was August last year, and I've been pretty consistent since then. And here's an example with the subtitles down there from early February, weeks and weeks before Meghan announced her brand. Whoo! Has the brain finally woken up after 53 years? Am I leading the fight for internet content? No, not really. And there's probably no connection, but I just wanted to share how excited I am that I've been using the same words as this brand that's going to take over the earth. As ever, comments are open on this one. Woo! Happy Friday. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And we always try and start Saturday on a mega positive note. And I think this is it, with Meghan being on the cover of Hello Magazine, Canadian edition for March. How Meghan got her sparkle back. And not to be outdone, Harry's undertaking a little bit more serious activity, being the renowned public speaker that he is, talking about his life and talking about mental health. And before we go on, creator credit time, because we don't steal other people's work, right? That's not good. Big thanks to this person over on Twitter X for setting us up with this lovely montage and the commentary. And the Meghan and Harry story continues to grow. I think it's less than a week now till Meghan's show drops on Netflix in the UK. It's being met with huge anticipation. The video clips are amazing. Everybody looks great and happy, and the stories that she tells are endearing. We're going to meet some other people on the show and hear about their stories too. It's going to be a cooking chat show, and it's going to do really, really well. As ever, comments are open. Thanks to Sussex Spartan Meg Hive over on Twitter X for setting us up with the content again. Have a brilliant Saturday. More content from me coming up, because there's been a lot of royal news, non-working royal news, in the last 2 days. Morning, friends. Happy Sunday, and it's now less than 3 days until the party starts. Meghan's Netflix drop is going to be huge. I don't know whether you saw the promo in Times Square. Netflix are subsidising that. They're meeting the cost of that. It must be costing them a freaking fortune. That's how much Netflix believe in this crew. And let's get to the point of the video, Martin. How cute does Lilibet look? She's literally in the middle of Harry and Meghan. Harry's hair colour, Meghan's hairstyle, probably Meghan's fashion sense, I would say. She just looks brilliant. And this, in case you didn't know, this is a PR masterclass in how to build excitement up in advance for a project that you're delivering that you want to be successful. Meghan is an absolute masterclass investor in female founders and at growing anything from an idea on a piece of paper into a fully backed Netflix series. It's going to be big. Comments are open as ever. That includes you, Henry, and Northern Boy. Northern spelt wrong. The guy can't even spell. All of you. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant Sunday. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. Don't worry, the weekend is in sight. And I want to let you know, particularly if you're outside the UK, that Kate and William's visit to Wales wasn't all smiles, handshakes, and putting your hands in bacon. There were people, protesters, who had a legitimate voice, using their own time and resources to produce handmade banners like this, that were ignored by the mainstream media. So thanks a lot for this Twitter account for bringing this to our attention. Not everyone is a royalist, and it winds me off the clock that the BBC, who is literally paid for by people like me. If you didn't know, the BBC issue a television licence. It's yet another form of taxation. It's close to £200 a year we have to pay to keep the BBC alive, yet it's unable to produce unbiased news coverage in return for the hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds of funding it gets every single year. This is more akin to what's happening in the UK, guys, if you're outside the UK. Not everyone is a royalist. People are calling for change. Work for your money or go and do something else. Actual work that's measurable, not this. Comments are open, as ever. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And we've always known that Amanda Platel, the journalist that works for the Daily Mail, has been a bit flighty. That is to say, on Wednesday she'll be pro somebody or something. On Thursday she will drag that somebody or something down. It must be part of working for the Daily Mail, where your job depends on the number of clicks you can get. But to cut to the chase, Martin, what's the story? I've noticed that over the past 3 weeks, she's been less supportive of William and Kate and telling them now that they need a recipe to get the monarchy back to where it should be and inject some magic. I like the way she's used the word recipe, obviously tying in with Meghan's Netflix As Ever series dropping soon. To openly state that is kind of new from Amanda. And people like us know that, and the majority of people that follow my TikTok account feel these people need to do more. They need to do more things that can be measured and use their own money, which comes from the British state, yeah? Use their own money to do those things. If they donated half their annual income to charity and managed that spend, those donations, they would instantly be elevated to more proper, more caring, and more, I was going to say real. They would be real in the minds of the 60, 70 million people in the UK. They become real, and that would be a good platform for them to build on. But they don't want to work. They just like taking the money. These two need wholesale change to have a chance at becoming interesting, and that might not work. That platform of donating money and managing the money with the charities might not even work. It might be over. I don't know. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
I know everyone is all Twitter-pated over Jason Knopf, former royal aide to the Sussexes and the Cambridges. That aired on 60 Minutes Australia. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I know it's 60 Minutes, but it doesn't matter the outlet. When you bring in royal reporting, it gets absolutely out of control gossip rags. 60 Minutes Australia has also platformed Thomas Markle and Samantha Markle. So yeah. Also, let's talk about the name of the broadcast. Where There's a Will. What sort of a king will Prince William make? Not a very transparent one, and there are troubling signs in the comms that we have seen. I actually think the relationship between the press and the palace is going to get worse under William than it is under Charles. Sorry, that is a hot take that one day I will get into. There is no world where Jason agrees to this interview without approval from Prince William. Do I think we're going to get hard-hitting analysis about what kind of king William will be? Not really. We are going to get lots and lots of pieces about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. As even in a documentary about what the future King of England will be like, the most covered topic by the media is Meghan Markle. Because Meghan's name is still better for SEO. Gets more clicks, gets more traffic. At first I was curious about the timing of this, and I posed that question on Twitter. There were some interesting takes. I've seen people posit that they want to cover up for the fact that William and Kate went on vacation instead of going to the BAFTAs, or that this is all a way to ruin Meghan before her show comes out. Gently, I am going to suggest not everything is a coordinated attempt to sabotage Meghan. This segment has probably been in the making for quite some time. And although what's making headlines is what he said about the Sussexes, isn't he brave? I don't think this was dropped as some kind of big plan, but clearly they knew that asking about Meghan to Jason Kanoff, who is known for playing a role in the Oppo dump that happened before Meghan and Harry's Oprah interview. Now, that is an Oppo dump as compared to this makes sense. The palace knew the interview was coming out. They knew that Meghan and Harry were going to speak about their experiences within the royal family and working for the firm. They knew that racism would come up, and to show their concern and desire to move forward, to do better, to come face to face with their past, to make a concerted effort to bring in more people of color to senior positions. I'm just kidding. Obviously, they leaked Jason's email to the press about allegations of bullying by the Duchess of Sussex to members of her staff to sully the waters and cast her as an imperfect victim, as if racism is a thing that can't possibly happen to someone with bullying allegations against them. Bullying claims are very serious, which is why the palace releasing no report, no conclusion in their findings is bullshit. But what people who work in comms know is that it doesn't matter what the result is. What matters is what was first put out there. And the thing about his email being leaked is that now, whenever Jason's name is brought up, or Meghan's in general, they can write things like royal aide Jason Kanoff, who exposed Meghan's, quote, bullying claims, or Meghan Markle bullying aide breaks silence in major interview. Meghan Markle bullying aide is not a great headline. Meghan Markle aide who accused her of bullying speaks out in bombshell interview. Reminder, this is a documentary about William. Here's a little bit of Newsweek's piece. Call the sit-down interview an exceptionally rare move for a royal staffer. Yeah, so is giving evidence on the side of the Mail on Sunday in the case that Meghan brought forth against the paper. And he was rewarded for this by continuing to work for William and Kate, including on the Earthshot Prize. Jason was asked on camera about the backlash against him after his email got leaked. I don't care about the backlash. I want to know more about the larger story. I want to know why nothing has been revealed. I want to know why he not only accused Meghan of bullying, but also supplied her private text messages and emails to the Court of Appeal in London as part of a lawsuit that she filed against the Mail on Sunday. I want to know why he was made in 2023 a lieutenant of the Royal Victorian Order. Anyway, I don't think I can subject myself to that. But if I do end up torturing myself, I will of course report back.
Have you heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
I'm very grateful that... Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
I think everyone in the UK should boycott Netflix. I certainly will be, once I finish The Crown and Emily in Paris. I was sitting there, just in my underwear. I was literally boiling with rage, watching two young people laughing and enjoying each other's company. That's not what marriage is about, and I should know. I've had 3. Apparently, they just want to be happy. Well, I'm sorry, this is the United Kingdom. That's just not how we do things. It's absolutely appalling that Harry and Meghan are forcing the press to write about them all of the time. We don't want to. No, they make us. It's a form of bullying, really. Yeah, in many ways, the real victims are the press. Yeah, I mean, there are so many other things we want to be writing about, but no, we have to write about them. They're so selfish. Race has nothing to do with it. I didn't even know she wasn't white. But I have to say, the first time I saw her, I did think, this one's going to be trouble. I could just tell there was something about her. She was different. It's got nothing to do with race. No. She was American. I could tell just by looking at her from a distance. Look, if she can't respect our sacred, ancient tradition of curtsying to an old woman because of which family she is from, then I'm sorry, I think she maybe deserves everything she gets. White people take royalty very seriously. We know our place and we never joke about it. That's our culture. And if you can't respect that, then you're being racist. I've seen some people claiming that Meghan was being self-deprecating and showing a sense of humour about the royal family. I'm sorry, self-deprecating and sense of humour? Where do you think you are? Germany? We never make jokes about the royal family. Even the actual paedophiles. Meghan seems to think that the press were out to destroy her. It's ridiculous. I barely even think about her. She's just irrelevant. And that's something I've made clear in all 3 of the books I've written about her and in my daily Meg blog. I agree with that MP. We should strip them of their titles and strip them of their money and actually just strip them completely, and then maybe cover them in oil and watch them sort of naked writhing around. Sorry, I just need a minute. I knew Princess Diana. Over many years, I shouted literally dozens of words at Princess Diana, and I'll tell you something for a fact. Meghan is no Princess Diana. I don't fancy her for a start. And she's not even blonde. In the end, the best plan is simply to ignore them, and hopefully they'll just go away. Now, if you'll excuse me, a woman who once did Meghan's nails has just tweeted that she has weird fingers, so I need to write 1,000 words on that before lunch. Why?
So, you were in charge of royal protection. How would you characterise the threats that Meghan and Harry received?
Well, disgusting and very real. I've talked publicly for many years about the threat of extreme right-wing terrorism in this country. I've often been misquoted as taking my eye off the ball, as though I think that that was the biggest threat. I've never called it the biggest threat, but it was the fastest growing. You know, and my wonderful friend and counterpart at MI5 will tell you exactly the same thing, that when I started in CT in 2015... Counterterrorism, it was about 6% of our total workload. It's probably now, certainly when I left 15, 16 months ago, it was over 20% of our workload. That tells me it's not the biggest threat, but it is fast growing. And that kind of nationalism, xenophobia, that inward focus, that has been rising all over the world. You know, we've had this problem for a decade now, and it is incredibly important for people like me to make sure that we are laser focused on it and we do something about it.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. And if you look at, it's not just because of my security position that I have no social media presence. It's incredibly good for my mental health. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, and Kathy, you will know this, you work in the media industry, you have got to have that kind of presence. The kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time. You'd find it very difficult to get out of your house, and I've dealt with countless members of Parliament who feel the same way.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them, or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Joy-Ann Reid is one of the few American journalists that I genuinely respect and I enjoy watching. She's like a surgeon. When she starts to dissect an issue, you know she's going to get to the crux of the matter. She performs her duty without fear or favor. She uses her platform powerfully to represent, and I mean that's across the board. She speaks out against all of the systemic and structural issues, whether that's the patriarchy, white supremacy, Zionism. She doesn't say, well, I can't do this because of that. She holds people to account. And so we know why the MSNBC canceled her show. But I think they think that they're going to cancel her. Listen to these people. Let the Nigerian enemy speak out. Where Joanne was running, she's about to fly. And I'm excited about the next chapter of Joanne Reid. So let's do a quick throwback to one of the interviews I had on her show. Enjoy.
I knew that there is racism there. It's different from the racism here. But wow. And I knew that there was like jealousy and envy inside the firm to the newer, sort of fresher, interesting members. But wow, wow, and wow. Talk about what's going on with Meghan Markle and the royals.
I think, first of all, there is no difference, okay, between the racism that plays out in the United States and the racism that plays out in the United Kingdom. There is an institutional power in place that supports the system that allows white privileged men like Jeremy Clarkson to get published with such, vitriol, because there is a system in place that targets those that it wishes to oppress by racializing and marginalizing them. This is white privilege, everybody. Welcome to white privilege. And the reality here when it comes to the royal family, let me tell you, my biggest takeaway, aside from their beautiful love story, of course, is that the real villain in the persecution of Harry and Meghan is the royal family. The royal family is the most powerful and oldest family in Britain, right? And part of one of the oldest institutions. They tacitly approved, turned a blind eye to a toxic combination of misogyny, racism, and sexism against Meghan Markle, a member of their own family. Now, people, please, how am I meant to trust the King, Charles, his Queen Consort, Camilla, or Prince William, or any of the senior royals, when they cannot even protect their own? If they cannot stand up and support their own in terms of mental health, why should I take them seriously when they talk about mental health? If they cannot address issues of racism within their own institution, within their own family, why should I trust them for one single second that they're looking out for somebody like me? So yeah. I think that the biggest takeaway is that the family does not want to change. But listen, this is 2022, people. And I've always questioned the relevance of the monarchy. It's outrightly incompatible with the hard-fought rights that common people like me, those before me, have fought for. It makes no sense. And they keep abusing the power that they have simply for their own use. The only good thing the royal family have been able to achieve in all of its existence is its own survival.
So this message is for Joy Reid. I just heard that MSNBC just canceled your show. Please tell us where you're going to be. We will follow you, whether it's YouTube, some other platform that we don't even know about. You tell us where you are and we will support you. Go support Joy Reid. She is out here telling the truth. MSNBC, count your days, folks, because you just lost a real one. Joy Reid, wherever you go, we will follow you. You let us know the platform, and we will be there to support you.
Well, the plot thickens. Who would have thought Donald Krasnov Trump? Democrats, your fight is our fight. According to multiple news stories yesterday, and you can search for all of these online by searching Krasnov, Donald Trump was recruited by KGB under the codename Krasnov. President Donald Trump, this article says, was recruited by the Soviet Union back in 1987 and was also given a codename, former intelligence officer alleged on a social media post. Alna Musiev, 71, revealed that he served in the 6th Directorate of the KGB in Moscow. His department was responsible for counterintelligence support within the economy. This Facebook post says, in 1987, I worked in the 6th Department of the KGB of the USSR in Moscow. The most important area of work in the 6th Department was the acquisition of spies and sources of information from among businessmen of capitalist countries. It was in that year that our department recruited the 40-year-old businessman from the USA, Donald Trump, named Krasnov. So Alna Musiev, he was a former Soviet and Kazakh security official who began his career in 1979. He conducted counterintelligence missions in Iraq between 1980 and 1986 and later held a leadership role in Moscow. He claims that the KGB recruited him, again under the codename Krasnov. He also comments that he hopes to survive a third assassination attempt, and if you watched my post yesterday on the post as Zelensky a dictator, I mentioned towards the end the number of assassinations that have been of political opponents in Russia. They all seem to get poisoned. The 71-year-old also alleged that Trump's files have now been removed from Russia's security agency, Federal Security Service, also known as FSB. It's funny as well, actually, how Krasnov removed the departments or dismantled the departments that looked into Russian foreign interference in the US elections. Well, the plot thickens. Who would have thought Donald Krasnov Trump? Democrats, your fight is our fight. According to multiple news stories yesterday, and you can search for all of these online by searching Krasnov, Donald Trump was recruited by KGB under the codename Krasnov. President Donald Trump, this article says, was recruited by the Soviet Union back in 1987 and was also given a codename, former intelligence officer alleged on a social media post. Alna Musiev, 71, revealed that he served in the 6th Directorate of the KGB in Moscow. His department was responsible for counterintelligence support within the economy. This Facebook post says, in 1987, I worked in the 6th Department of the KGB of the USSR in Moscow. The most important area of work in the 6th Department was the acquisition of spies and sources of information from among businessmen of capitalist countries. It was in that year that our department recruited the 40-year-old businessman from the USA, Donald Trump, named Krasnov. So Alna Musiev, he was a former Soviet and Kazakh security official who began his career in 1979. He conducted counterintelligence missions in Iraq between 1980 and 1986 and later held a leadership role in Moscow. He claims that the KGB recruited him again under the codename Krasnov. He also comments that he hopes to survive a third assassination attempt, and if you watched my post yesterday on the post as Zelensky a dictator, I mentioned towards the end the number of assassinations that have been of political opponents in Russia. They all seem to get poisoned. The 71-year-old also alleged that Trump's files have now been removed from Russia's security agency, Federal Security Service, also known as FSB. It's funny as well, actually, how Krasnov removed the departments or dismantled the departments that looked into Russian foreign interference in the US elections.
Hello, my people, Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome, and my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. Guys, did you all see the video on the 60-minute Australia? I did not watch it. I'm not gonna watch someone like a Jason Nuff, that loser. It's one of them loser kid. I don't know, but how old is that kid? Like a 25? That kid bought all the lies from Kensington Palace to lie about Meghan. Sorry ass kid. So the kid is from Australia, huh? And you want to tell me he ain't working for Bullion anymore? He's not working for Kiddy Mambo? She's not working for Make Mambos no more? I can't believe that, Jason, with everything that you stained your name out here. What is even your job? But bad thing about all this crew of people are very uneducated and people on minimum wage. They pay you minimum wage to hate on people. Shame on your mother, whoever gave birth to you, sorry ass. But bad thing that those inbred mothers don't even feel ashamed because they have no morals. How do you lay down with your uncle and give birth? How do you lay down with your father and give birth? That's exactly the people you have on those tabloid movies. When he got the chromosome twisted that to that extent, you can't really think straight. You're gonna come out here and lie to people for minimum wage. I thought the guy was never gonna leave that Kensington Palace. How come he's out? I can't believe that. I wonder if normal people with good respect from Australia gonna even hire this kid. All his family is gonna be cursed. That's the same as Bulliam's family and all their kids. You know what you do to people out here comes back to your kids. Oh yeah. Y'all thought that ancestors be sleeping? No, they be watching your little sorry asses. You will never have a blessed life, Jason. All your entire family. You are gonna die broke. And all of y'all guys gonna be servants to these people. You're gonna be serving them and taking all the bullet for them. Yep. It's a shame. Terrible kind of people. I would never want to be you. Thank God. Woo, thank God. Oh my goodness, I would never be happy on this planet if I was born to be one of these people. The inbreds. These stupid racists. And for some reason, they all look the same. It's so dumb. I wonder what kind of condition this kid here has. I need to go to sit down and read my diagnosis book so I could put on some kind of diagnosis on all these damn people. And this loser of Piers Morgan comparing his wife to Meghan, that racist wife of yours, that weird looking somebody with those teeth, with that shape, with that head, and with that hate. You cannot compare that racist of yours to Meghan. You cannot compare that dirty woman to Meghan. None of those tabloids, you can never compare none of them to Meghan, because guess what? Meghan is the actor class. And you never thought that you were gonna have a lot of black people being on that high class than all of your guys inbred little stupid ass. I saw this video where this guy again came out here, disappears also, came out here talking about Meghan's new business. This guy ain't getting nothing right. Did y'all see how his belly is looking right now? That's what I do tell y'all guys about those low testosterone men with nothing down there. And now they're just pissed because they can't get beautiful women like Meghan. Because all of them got a large prostate and large belly and large everything down there. Their corpus spongiosum needs some attention from God. But guess what? God took all those power from down there, so took all testosterone or hormone is diminished. All of them right now are running on estrogen. That's why they behave all like women. And do you see how they all look like women? Did you see how that Dawn Wooden one looks? And look at Piers Morgan. They all look like a Auntie Tisha from the corner. They don't look like Uncle John no more. They be looking like Auntie LaQuisha. From the down the street. Them sorry ass females on a menopause. Yeah, men on a menopause. They are men on menopause. Those are they're no men. All them tabloids, they're no men. They are men on menopause. Yes, go look at that in your dictionary. Menopause. Yep. So I heard it from Meredith Constant on what do you call it? Well, but anyway, let me just look. I'm gonna just look for that video and put it here. Y'all guys gonna watch that video before watching me here, referencing that video that I saw Meredith was making about that Jason Knauf. And she calls him really well like Jason Knauf. He is sure Knauf. He is a shocked Knauf on the minimum wage, doing all the wrong. The servant was born to be a servant. You know, that is not really a blessing in the Bible. If you were just born out there to be serving the master and take birth for the master, you are no man enough. And but like I told y'all guys, all of those people have terrible resume. Those people, if they've been to college, they probably have been there maybe for 2 years, and they probably never even graduated from all those 2-year college. That's why they are not open to universe, because people get open to universe in universities, so they never gotten that opportunity. That's why they got a shortcut out here, and they told them, guess what, we're gonna be paying you 10,000 euro or pounds per year, and come on out here. You just gotta have the prestigious title, because those people have the damn heck a low self-esteem of themselves. They're running off of titles. I don't want nobody put no title before my name. Call me Rose. I ain't got no damn self-esteem about myself, because I know who Jacqueline gave birth to. I know who Thomas gave birth to. Screw you all. Call me with my name. No title ain't gonna change nothing about me. Jacqueline ain't gave no birth to no punk. Screw all of your dumb, stupid guys with low self-esteem. This is one you give. You were born from the uncles and aunties and all those ones gave birth to you. You gotta be acting like those P.S. Morgan. You gotta be acting like a Jason Knauf, like a Dan Wootton, so cheap and dumb. And this guy here comes and says where Meghan is making money off of a royal title. Meghan is called Meghan. With Love Meghan is her new show. And her business is called As Ever. Ain't no damn stupid monarchy title on her that is selling anything. And those papers, all but those titles y'all guys be giving her, never sold no damn nothing. She was on Suits before all those stupid titles. Take your damn title. She's the princess of Nigeria. She's a Damanzi from Nigeria. Screw all of y'all guys with the mamas. Ain't no damn royal title selling anything out here. You guys are looking for title, and Piers Morgan, I can't even believe it till today you still ain't got no royal title. Damn. They used you. But guess what? When you are man with man oppose, when you are man with man oppose, with that little thing there down there looking that short, and you are in man oppose, dude, you got issues. Lot testosterone with man oppose, dude. You need to look for something. You know, black women don't be laying down with some kind of man. I tell you that for sure. With everything that you got under there, with all those corpus spongiosum, corpus cavernosa, that's shrink. Go look for those terms in your book. Corpus cavernosa, corpus spongiosum. You reason. Go look at those names or those names in your book. Look for anatomy book. And Dr. Google is there. Dr. Google gonna save your ass what I just said right now. Corpus cavernosum. Corpus sponge. Guys, these people be pissing me off. I'm turning into comedian. I apologize. Guys, I'm gonna just leave this thing here because I'm just so mad. Because these losers, damn losers, they just will never leave our Queen Meghan alone. And guess what, Meghan? We just preparing Meghan to become the Queen of England next. Because that Mambos ain't going nowhere. And guess what? Something gonna happen to that Mambos before you even know. You remember Mambos just came out here and exposed Bulliam's love for prom movies? She said Bulliam doesn't do her anymore because you know that girl, she dirty anyway. You know that's why Bulliam be hanging around those bitches, those C-list bitches from the thing, from the aristocratic family, the D-list, the F-list bitches, those ones. He be hanging out with them because this girl here, Mambos, she can't even wash herself, and she looks like her mama, and people be looking weird. Do you see those bugs under them ass? I'm telling you, you know, some stuff men don't be liking seeing bed, so they be walking around. And like, that's why, you know, right now here, I believe that Bulliam be preparing himself. He is fighting with his daddy because that dude wanna divorce. Well, the divorce is not finalized yet. The father is kind of ashamed because everybody's gonna say like a father, like son. The dude, that Charlie boy, he does not want to come out here and announce the divorce like his mama did with him and Diana. That lady, Lizzie, she had balls. You know, Lizzie took that paper and came out there and said this marriage was a final between my son and the queen of the people's hearts, Princess Diana. But Charlie boy is afraid to do that for Bulliam because somebody's gonna reflect it onto him. What he did with Bulliam's mother, they're gonna say the history repeats itself. So the dude, he kind of, you know, the dude is a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. Come out here, Charlie boy, announce to the people that Bulliam doesn't do Mambos no more. Mambos is dirty. He be doing rose bushes. And with all those other ones, Craig Jack, all those ones. It doesn't matter if Craig Jack is somebody's wife. You know, the Charlie boy be doing lots of people's wives when they were married to other people. You know, the Queen Escort, where you when she came from. Charlie boy was dragging Queen Escort on Andrew Packerball's bed. He was doing that. So the apple ain't falling too far from the trees. That's exactly what Bulliam did right now with the Mambos. Please come out here, Charlie boy. We are waiting. We're anticipating the announcement of that divorce already. Come tell the world what's going on. Because, you know, right now, Charlie boy, we know you and your son don't even talk. Yeah. Who told me? Well, the tabloids did. That sue them. Allegedly. Yeah, that's a disclaimer. Allegedly, they are already broken. It's coming out of UK. You know, and the Ministry of Hacks. Yeah, that brother, I love you, man. God bless you. You know, that brother be telling lots of stuff also. Yeah, he be reading all those papers. You know, there are some kind of terms that we don't understand now up here in America that the brother tries to explain to us because, you know, y'all guys' English be twisted. It's your language, but I tell you that language, we took it and painted it on with our own style. We don't need you guys teachers, not no y'all, with all that stupid English that y'all guys be speaking. You speak your own language, you can't even spell it. Dumb people. So come out here, Charlie boy. You want Bulliam to talk to you? Because remember, you did something to Bulliam's mother. And Bulliam ain't gonna forgive you. And because of that, he's following your footsteps. That's your DNA. And like a father, like son. Come out here, announce the divorce. And Mambos, go back to Andrew. Go back to Andrew. But you know, all those Andrews, all of them, corpus spongiosum, got some issues. Corpus spongiosum. Oh, I tell you people, I be speaking anatomical language sometimes. Sometimes I'll be speaking Latin. Don't piss me off. Guys, I'm gonna talk to you again later. Please go subscribe to Isabella Back channel. Let's get my sister to 10,000 subscribers. Let's go to my brother Baron there. Let's get the brother 100,000 subscribers, because guess what? The brother does some good job. And all the other success-friendly family, go to all of their channels and subscribe. And let's get this movement, get big share our videos so people can hear what we're talking down here in our squad. What we talking about here, what we saying about that stupid family, what we saying about Charlie Boy, what we saying about the Queen Escort, what we saying about Mambos. Mambos is a B. She's a B. She be laying down with the Peter Prince. She ain't no clean something. When she came out of that place there. She been doing lots of stuff in that university there. Y'all be watching all those videos I'll be posting about that Mambos. That Mambos, y'all need to play all the videos that I'll be sharing about their filthy, terrible life. Y'all need to share those videos. This Tesla just came and cut me off. You don't know that I don't like Tesla? You coming before me like that, screw you too. Damn it. Alright guys, I'll talk to y'all again later. Bye for now.